Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and I'm coming to you today with a quick mid-month, May 2016, for the sign of Aquarius. Um, we still have 4 planets in retrograde. Those planets are Saturn, Mars, Pluto, and Mercury. We had the new moon in Taurus this month on the 6th. Jupiter went direct on the 10th. Mercury is still retrograde and will be so. It will be stationing direct on the 22nd. It will not be out of its shadow phase until June 7th, at which point we can really try to move forward, but things should be moving. I'm getting that sense. Now, we have a full moon, a 2-day full moon, mind you. And I want to kind of give you a word of caution around that. It will be the first day. It will be in Scorpio. Full moons are notoriously emotional. So in a water sign will probably be double so. And then it goes into full moon into Sagittarius. And that's a fire sign. And so what could typically pop up around this time of this full moon is that there may be a lot of arguments and anger with the Sagittarian energy. This involves Sagittarius rules people at a distance. Those people away from you. It rules higher education, spirituality, religion. It rules gurus. It rules teachers, foreigners. So with Mercury being in retrograde, if you don't have to have any conversations or sign any forms or anything like that over this full moon weekend period, then don't. Because full moons are endings. New moons are beginnings. Full moons are endings. Also, if you just have to, I want you to stop and think before you speak, because with the Mercury being in retrograde, he is a communicator. This could literally you being saying something and someone else misinterpreting what you said, misunderstanding what you said, and that's going to create an argument. Okay, and vice versa. So just stop and think before you speak, or if someone has posed something to you, ask them if they can give you a bit to respond. Okay, that will probably be the safest bet. Mercury has retrograded into Taurus. Taurus rules the bull market. So if any of you guys have been waiting on news about some type of financial investments, whether you want to invest in something or you're waiting on a return, there may be some delays on that, or maybe it's not just going right. Kind of give it a little bit and see what happens. I honestly feel that after the full moon, something's going to occur or happen. I've been getting this in all the readings I've done thus far. The ones I did a couple of days ago, the energy was slow, but something's about to move. Taurus sits on the 2nd house of the astrological wheel. It rules your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-possessions, things that you own all alone by yourself, not something that you bought, together with someone. It rules the money that you make on your own, not money that you make with someone else or from someone else. Taurus is also ruled by Venus. Venus is about the income, the love, the money, the women, the money. Keep that in mind. And on the first day of the full moon, it will be in Scorpio. Scorpio sits on the 8th house. It sits directly across from Taurus, so that's an opposition, okay? Which means there's going to be a tug and a pull. So that's why I say there could be fights and arguments coming up. The 8th house rules those things that you share with someone in a relationship, no matter what kind of, whether that's a work relationship, whether it's a personal relationship or familial relationship. The 8th house rules death, taxes, child support, alimony, inheritances, sudden windfalls, insurance, payouts. It rules all of those things that come from something you're going to have to share with someone, okay? So again, if you don't have to say anything over this between the 20th and the 22nd, please don't. If you have to, be very, very aware of what you're saying. And if you need to take the time out, then do so. Like the retrograde, think about it first. Review what you have to say, maybe revise it. And if someone is telling you something, ask them to restate it so you can get some re-clarification on it. All right? This is a general sign. I'm sorry, a general reading for the sign of Aquarius. This is Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. If the messages don't resonate with you, go back and check your Sun, Moon, your Moon and Rising sign. If you want to know about your situation, you have to book a personal reading with me. That way I can tune into your own individual personal energies to look at your situation. We're going to do 9 cards. I just did a reading for Capricorn. I was like, oh my God. High drama. Okay, let's see here. Even though I don't know what the situation was. 9 cards, Aquarius, May, mid-month, 2016. 8 of Wands. Now, this Queen just came out in the Capricorn reading. And this is Aquarius. We have the King of Swords show up in that Capricorn reading with this Queen. So this, if you are an Aquarius, you are probably dealing with an earth sign, female in some respect. Same cards almost. Look, King of Wands. I don't know. And this card has been coming out for everybody. Okay. That 7 of Swords is kicking butt and taking names. Past, present, future, past, present, future. Right in the center, we have this right here. Now, she represents Capricorn, but then we also know that we have this Taurus event going on. We have a stellium in Taurus. So this could really just be the energy of Taurus. Why it's coming up as a female energy, I can't really say. So take this for what it's worth. But this could all be about monies surrounding your home, because she represents the housewife. She's like the housewife queen. So this could be, something centered around home finances. Okay. And what I see is that something came in quite suddenly, swiftly. Some kind of news that you were alerted to. Mercury and Sagittarius. Something that made you very passionate. Now, I see the wands do speak to your fighting spirit, your ambition, your drive, your will, but they also represent a spiritual lesson. So whatever this new thing is that you got wind of or that is coming to you, rest assured there's a lesson in this. Whatever this thing is, it was a brand new opportunity for a fresh emotional start. Now, this could literally be a new relationship in whatever manner that means for you. New love, new work, new spiritual awakening. And I say that because we have the dove at the top. But it is an opportunity for a new, either emotional or spiritual fresh start. But some of you, maybe you have Jupiter transiting your house of Libra. And whatever this new thing is, it has caused you to go back in and use those great energies of the retrograde to review or reassess or reevaluate whatever is happening. And this is, to me, has something to do with, because what I have here, I have Jupiter, which stationed direct around the 9th or the 10th. I have the moon in Taurus, which we had the new moon. We know that Saturn is retrograde, okay? And this is also moon in Aquarius. And this has to do with, the moon is always about emotions, and Aquarius is about intellect or thought. Whatever this new thing was, they juxtapose each other. It either had you stop in your tracks, okay, and kind of disappear off the scene, or it is giving you great pause. You got to stop and think about that. Now, if this is a new person that has come in, and I see that this is either a new financial endeavor has come in. It has come in, and this could go all the way back to the last eclipse of 2015. And that's why, with the retrogrades now, they're asking us to go back and look at something. But this indicates it because it's in Aries. It's a lot of fire and a lot of passion, but it's also requiring you to be fair, balanced, rational, and logical, which I think Aquarians are really good about that. Things built up over time, but there's a new element being introduced. Now, this could literally be about your finances, but it could be about something else. Trying to figure out where you're going to put this thing, or what you're going to do with it, or how you're going to work it into your plans. This queen, maybe this queen has arrived on the scene, because she comes with the Ace of Cups and the Sun right down the center. So maybe this is a new person who's come into your life. Maybe they arrived at such, because this card can also be about love at first sight. To such a degree, it was so passionate, so strong, okay, that it gave you pause. Now, I think if this is a person, they're supported by the 6 and the 7, and that's a progression. It's a digression from the Queen to the 6 to the 7. So what that tells me is that this person pausing and thinking, you're trying to decide whether or not to engage with this person. Now, if they owe you some money, then this is going to say that, with this, perhaps that the money is going to be coming in, and just to, try to remain fair and balanced. Maybe this person is going through something, but it's not anything negative, because she comes with the Ace of Cups and the Sun card. So this could literally be, this person has come in, whether it's in a work environment or whether it's in a romantic situation, that has really, really given you pause and made you stop and think about fairness in how you are giving to yourself, what you are worth. Maybe you've had some issues of self-worth or self-possessions come up. Maybe your money's not quite right, and you're interested in this young lady who has come in, and she's making you think about things in a different way. How are you going to fit this in? There's something very positive about this, but this king, I don't get this king. I don't know if this, because he's the exit card, and it's like he shows up quite suddenly, or there's some news from this guy that shows up quite suddenly. Okay? But there's something to think about. This king represents something to think about. I'm not reading this as an energy. I'm reading this as a person. And we do have these 3 people in the card. This is the Aquarius, and the only thing that represents the Aquarians are these 2 cards here. This is actually Jupiter in Libra, and maybe you should check to see where Libra falls in your house. I'm not exactly sure if Libra is in its detriment, Jupiter is in its detriment, but this is called the Lord of Rest from Strife. Okay? And maybe you've been in an argument. Maybe you've been fighting. You've been battling something out. This guy could be a judge. Maybe, like I said, this is some type of financial issue or legal issue. Jupiter has come in to take some of the pressure off. Now you've heard something. Okay? News, it goes from a 6 to a 7. So it's something financial. But it's a rest from, and Aries is about me, me, me. It's fire. So it could be literally that there was a lot of fighting going on around whatever this situation is. There's a woman at the center of it. But have you been in a fight against this king, you Aquarians? Because the Aries, fire, and this represents the, I think, the Leo. Yeah, there's a lion on there. So maybe this guy is a Leo. It's not saying necessarily that he might have the final say, but he's had a lot of sway over this situation. Maybe some of you want to get married. Maybe you've met somebody and you want to get married, and this is her dad. He represents the father of the tarot, and we have this knighting, and so maybe there's been something between the 2 of you that had to give you pause, perhaps. Remember, it's about me versus the stuff I'm going to share with someone. Whomever this queen is, she's quite positive. She's abundant. She's smart. She's savvy with her money. Maybe she owns a business or something. But there's definitely something new coming in. And the sun is sitting underneath this chick. So maybe some of you Aquarians, if this is a male, if this resonates with some of you males out there, maybe you have maybe fire somewhere in your chart, like a fire moon or a fire rising sign. Maybe one of your nodal axes could be touched. I do have Sagittarius here and Leo. That's not the same. Sagittarius usually is across the wheel from Gemini. Taurus is across from Scorpio. But Aquarius is across, no, it's not across from Aries. Aquarius is across from Leo. Aquariuses are cool and detached. That's the energy that they have, and highly, highly intelligent. Leo is gaudy and gregarious and loud, a look at me kind of a thing. They are the lion. Whatever the case may be, it could just simply be that this woman has really gotten your passion up. But I don't understand what this Seven of Swords says. I'm going to read this. I just think it's odd that this King of Wands has presented himself in the Aquarius reading. And this is the outgoing card. So this is coming up. Excuse me. I don't see necessarily a joining of forces. It's a weighing up of something and wondering what to do with it. To me, the sun says that whatever, if you know, the outcome is going to be positive. I don't know if this Seven of Swords here, these are your thoughts. Maybe you're having to leave behind some of your thoughts that no longer serve you going forward. But, you know, traditionally, most of the times this card is read as somebody stealing from you, spying on you, trying to do you harm. But one of the archaic meanings is that it's a home move. And so maybe this is coming out as a home move. Maybe you're going to, this can represent air travel. Maybe you met this person while you were traveling. I hate that Seven of Swords in the sense that it's, you never quite know exactly what the Seven of Swords is trying to say. It always has such a negative connotation. However, the one thing I want you to keep in mind, it is Aquarius. Aquarius is intellectual. And no matter what you say about this card, this is someone who's extremely clever, okay? Because they're literally stealing swords in broad daylight right next to the place where they're stealing from. They're standing out there looking at what they left behind. They ain't trying to run. They're running away looking at what they left behind. So that implies that either whatever this situation is, you're able to, perhaps by means that may look a little bit deceitful, you're able to come up with a good solution for it. Okay, that those two swords, that it's stable. Those two ideas that you've had about this thing, you know, work on those a little bit, because that's where the that's where you're going to be able to pull it off. You're going to be able to pull it off with those two ideas that are planted. See how those two swords are planted there? And it's like this person's trying to take his other ideas and run with them. Okay? But there's something stable in those two. They're solid. They're in the ground. They're staked. Maybe he couldn't pull those up. You see what I mean? Nevertheless, it was clever that he was able to get away with those five. I really can't tell you what this is about. Those are the only two swords cards. And I have two major arcana, two wands, two major arcana fire cards. So this is something that's going to occur around, it has to do with this full moon coming up. It really does. That is my belief, my firm feeling on that. Now, Let's see first what this Four of Swords is trying to tell us. These are the only two cards that stand out, the two Swords cards. Okay. An enemy from the past. Look, and Libra represents the 7th house. The 7th house is, there's three quote unquote marriage houses. The 5th house, and the 5th house is about the enjoyment that you have within your marriage or how you guys have fun together. Libra is about the way the relationship looks from the outside. It is the open relationship. It is the one-to-one relationship that you have, but it's how it's viewed from the outside, or how the two of you project yourselves as a couple on the outside. But that house also rules open enemies. So what this could mean is that someone from the past, an enemy from the past, came in. That's why you had to stop and think about it. There's been some communication with that. The Giovani Fanciulla, it could be, this card sometimes is difficult to read because she represents an attraction to a young woman or virginal woman or something untouched, but that also implies that it's something new, okay? It's a new thing. To you, it's a new thing. If it's virginal, you've never done it, you've never touched it, tasted it, smelled it. You know, this king, now if this is an Aquarian female who has some earth in her chart, then maybe this is saying that you've met a fire sign person. But that something or someone from your past came up, and that's what kind of put the kibosh on you guys getting together. Because really, this is a beautiful spread. I have the Consolante Sorpresa on the 7 of Swords. Oh, wait, that was a king. Sorry about that. A surprise, this guy. A fedeltà, some kind of loyalty or trust, but feelings of that you can relate to this person. Lecherezza, maybe this is why I have all of these fire cards out. Now, if this is speaking to some of you Aquarians out there, then if you are a male and you've met this earth sign woman, then the passion is there. It's a lot of passion. Look at the fire in the, it's a lot of passion there. If this is a same-sex couple, then whichever one of you take on the male role, you've met somebody new who inspires a lot of passion within you. And it's making you weigh up some things about where do you want to take the relationship to the next level or not. See, that's why I say, I don't know if this, I can't read if this king is, because now there's two men here. Even though there's one king, there's two men. Prigione, someone in the past that was stuck, or maybe hiding or acting like they were stuck or haven't been very forthcoming. Now you're going to get the news, okay, of what their intentions are. Lamante, the male. But I don't know who this Il Nemico is, because he's in line with the king. And then, oddly enough, what's underneath the deck is the Tower. So some sudden event is coming about. I don't know what this is, Aquarius. It doesn't seem bad, whatever it is. I just know there's a lot of energy and passion and desire around it. Okay, or will, power. Maybe this is speaking to someone with a very, very strong ego. The Leo, the king of the jungle. The king of the zodiac. That's what I have for you. I hope those messages help. Namaste. Watch that full moon, people.